On today's video, we do a reserve list market watch update, but also take a look at affordable reserve list cards. It's coming up next. Hey everyone, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday and it's going well for you. On today's video, we are taking a look at the reserve list market watch update, but also affordable reserve list cards that I've purposely put on the list today. So let's take a look together and see if these are cards that you could be interested in. On our first card, we are taking a look at Hakeem the Lore Weaver. Now, a 2/4 flyer for 5 is not the most dramatic card, I have to admit. But think of it this way. He can pay 2 blue, go into your graveyard and bring an enchantment card and place it back onto him as if it's just been summoned. He can pay 2 and tap him to blow all the enchantments up. So he can kind of save himself if somebody's going to take control of him. I kind of like that. He's a fairly decent card. $5 in Canada, $1.80 in the US, and let's face it, $1.88 in the EU. His sales are still steady, which means he's still being picked up. And as a card from Tempest, he's quite aged. This kind of card is a card that could go one way or the other. Oh wait, it only goes up because it's reserve list. Remember that. These cards generally don't dip down anymore. So at this price point, you really can't go wrong. Now our next card has been on the list before. This is Apocalypse, a game-ending, game-saving card depending on your situation. Now, for 5 red, removing all permanents in play, that's lands, that's everything, it's kind of crazy. But again, it's an old card from Tempest. It deserves to be here. At $15 in Canada, $8.50 in the EU, and $11.50 in the US, and still having steady sales after all this time, that just shows you people still want the card and they're still picking it up. And it can be abused. It's a great way of having some fun. There's cards now you can phase out as many creatures as you want. You can phase out your own stuff and then boom the whole world. It can be a lot of fun. And at that price range, you can't go wrong. And it's reserve list, guys. I'm telling you, I'm showing you some goodies today. All right, we've got Krovaks the Cursed. Krovaks, whatever you want to call him. I say Krovaks. It looks like Krovaks to me. Now, another amazing card, counts as a vampire. Every turn you got to sacrifice a creature, puts a +1/+1 counter on him. Every time you don't, it removes the +1/+1 counter, and you can give him flying if you need to. Not really bad options for a card like this. He comes in as a 4/4. I think I used to use this guy with a breeding pit at some point, all right? Now, it's $7.50 in Canada, $4.50 in the US of A, $3.50 in the EU. Come on, everyone. Another very affordable card with steady sales. A lot of these cards are moving hands quite often, but because no one's really talking major reserve list stuff anymore, it's just kind of going to the wayside. So I have to keep you guys informed and let you know what's going on out there. Lets you know, let you know. I put an S on there. I don't know why. It's probably because it's Friday and you deserve a good Friday. All right, now, Tolarian Academy is not going to be the most cheapest card that you've seen on the reserve list. I get it. This is a pricier card, but I'm mentioning this one for a reason today. At $250 in Canada, $120 in the EU, and of course $140 in the USA with strong sales. People are picking up this card. Wizards has done crazier things before. They unbanned Time Vault. They could unban Tolarian Academy. It could happen. And if it happens, this card is going through the ceiling. So some people are pretty happy to pick these up when they were 50, 60, 70 bucks and let them sit in their binders, kind of like me. I think I have 4 copies. But guys, this card here, it'd be worth more than the Cradle if it was unbanned. Remember that. If it becomes unbanned, you're looking at a whole different world. You could find some more beat up copies for less than $250 Canadian, by the way. I didn't put them on the list because it just didn't seem necessary at this point. You can get one if you really need one. Now, the Well of Knowledge. Well of Knowledge, again, is a great card. It's from Weatherlight. We actually opened one on the channel, I believe. At $15 in Canada, $10.90 in the US, $5 in the EU. Strong sales. Multiple copies in a week. And remember, this is a usable card. Okay, you get to draw extra cards by paying 2. Anyone can use it. It's a lot of fun in your turn to say, hey, I have nothing to do. I'm being beat by a couple of guys. Hey, I'll use your Well of Knowledge. Thanks. Click, 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 and pick up some extra cards, right? Always a good card to have around and still very affordable. Come on, 15 bucks? Modern stuff has that. Standard stuff has that. This is a cheap card to get for the reserve list. It's very affordable. Now, Gusha's Scepter. Gusha's Scepter, whatever you want to say. I used to use this all the time. When I used to like nuke the world back in the day, I would hide things under my Scepter. Nowadays, it's a lot more expensive than the 10 cents I think I paid when I was buying copies of it. $8.50 in Canada, $5 in the EU, $4.50 in the US of A. The sales are steady on this card. Remember, it's a zero casting cost artifact. There's a lot of decks that just like to have zero casting cost artifacts, which is why it gets picked up so often. But it's nice to hide your stuff underneath as well when it's going to get nuked, right? It's kind of a fun card. You can make some good decks with that type of card. And again, affordable. You can get this card if you wanted to. Any of the cards on this list, other than maybe the Tolarian, are still very affordable for even a poor player who's like, I don't have cash. You could easily trade for this kind of stuff. Now our next card, Power Leech. This card has been around for a long time. I remember playing people with this deck all the time as a kid. Brutalize me. Gain a life, gain a life, gain a life. Now, it's not the cheapest card, but it's also a lot older than some of the other cards I've shown you today. At $50 in Canada, you got $32 in the EU, $22 in the US, but it has strong sales, guys. This card is moving and it's moving quickly. People especially are looking for the near mint copies and are being picked up all the time. So guys, if it's a card you're looking for, you're thinking about having some fun with this, or a nice lower end but still not cheap reserve list card, this is the way to go. I mean, Rudy at Alpha Investments mentioned this card dozens of times over the years, especially when it was like $4 and $5, right? Now our next card, oh yes, the Avenger. Okay, now the Avenger is not going to be one of the cheaper cards either. Again, we're talking antiquities. $80 in Canada, you're talking $55 in the US and $69 in the EU. It has steady sales. But when you're playing against somebody who has a lot of artifacts in play, he becomes brutal because there's only 3 to cast. He's quick to get out and he can do a lot of good fun stuff. And even when he's weak at 1/1, he's not the end of the world. He comes in with something on him. He isn't just going to instantly die. So for the Avenger, not bad. And the artwork, so nice looking. So nice. Steady sales even on the lower end stuff, guys. It's amazing. Now our next card. Okay, this one we had trouble figuring out. We didn't use it this much as a kid. This is Sorrow's Path. Sorrow's Path is from the dark. I always liked the artwork as a kid, but the fact it didn't tap for mana, lands that didn't tap for mana back in the day bothered a lot of us because it just sat there, right? Like Tabernacle of Pendevale, it just sat there. It's a land, but it doesn't do anything. The Sarah's Cathedral, those kind of lands, it bothered us because it didn't do stuff. Now in this case, you look at Sorrow's Path. Exchanging control of 2 opponents' blocking creatures can be a lot of fun. They think they've got everything, but after they see Sorrow's Path, they're going to know what you're going to do. They might try to rig it a certain way, but it's so much fun when this card goes off the right way. It is a blast. And then sometimes you just nuke all your own creatures on purpose to clear the battlefield. This is a good card that can be a lot of fun and still very affordable considering the age of the card. When you're going back cards this old on the reserve list, they tend to just go up naturally. Getting it at $25 for a copy is not going to be that bad of a deal. I'm telling you now. All right, especially for those who are even trying to complete dark sets. It's something to keep in mind, right? When you're collecting as an investor and you see how much these cards can go for, you have to understand, people start looking for the near mint copies of these to finish collections. If you bought one, you might be in the right place at the right time. Now our last card today, I'm saving the best for last, okay? And that is going to be Ertai, the Wizard Adept. Guys, look at this bad boy. He has a 3 casting cost, 1 blue, 2 other, 1/1. And his ability is to pay for and counter target spell. Not target summon spell, not target sorcerer instant, just target spell. And he can be used in Commander. And he's a legend. Think about the fun you can have with this card. Listen to what I'm saying. At $40 in Canada, $24 in the US, $18 in the EU. I put down saying he had strong sales. That's an understatement. His sales are moving quickly and his price is going to drift upward at the current rate of sales. As soon as it gets a little tighter of a market, it's going to force the price up. Keep an eye on this card. If you don't have one, this is one of the ones I really recommend getting, even though this is purely an entertainment channel, and I did not graduate Magic University, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just hoard Magic cards in the background. This is something I will be picking up more copies of myself because get it while it's getting good, because I don't think it'll be that affordable in the long run of 10 years, okay? Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Here was some Market Watch update info for the reserve list, as well as some affordable cards. Please make sure to leave those comments, questions in the comments section below. Email me, give a thumbs up to the video, pass it along to a friend. Great seeing everyone. I look forward to seeing you next time, guys. Have a good weekend. Yes, good weekend. You're allowed to have a good weekend, I promise. I'm going to. Hey guys, big shout out to all my patrons out there. Thank you so much, my patrons, for the continued support of the channel. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing for me out there. Without you guys, this channel just would not be possible at this point. So thanks again, everyone. You rock. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday on the live stream. Well, hey there, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. You know, sometimes in my videos, you guys have noticed probably, I'll put a little comment when somebody comments first. And I'll say, first to the key, first to the egg. That's from Ready Player One. Great movie. Very underrated. I really enjoyed it. So, because this person's always doing it, I thought, I'm going to add their name. Pay attention to this stuff. Up there in the 10K subscriber party box. Never know what's going to happen. But for those who watch to the end, you are the lucky few if you're paying attention. Have a great day, everyone.